I have arrived in my room. It's been a long day already, but I'm here. I really wanted to check in a little bit earlier actually, but then I was having such a nice time in Vienna. It is such a beautiful city. I like the atmosphere and so many cute shops that I sort of kept going into. I went to like 3 different yarn stores. I didn't buy anything, but I took lots of pictures so I can spend the next few days having a little think about which yarn, if any of the yarn, I want to take home with me, because I'll be back in Vienna for another day on Monday, so I can stock up then. I bought 2 things. I got this at the Humana vintage store. I quite like this print and I really want to get more vintagey t-shirts. This seemed like a good fit, but it's not like super long, you know. And then the other thing I had to buy, what the hell? When I was trying things on in the Humana, I noticed I had a massive rip right at the front of my crotch here, and I cannot tell you how long I was walking around with that. Like, it could have happened on my way to the airport, it could have happened just as I was getting changed in the Humana. I have a really terrible feeling that I've been walking around with just like my crotch out for the whole morning, so I then had to walk around with a bag in front of my crotch with the t-shirt in there and go to a Zara, and I bought these jeans without even trying them on because there was a massive queue and I didn't want to queue to try this on, buy it and then have to queue again to put it on and change it. I went to Zara because I know that I like the fit of their jeans, and these are alright. They're a little bit higher than what I would like them to. They were advertised as mid-rise and they sit very high on me. I don't know. They're also really short. They were folded over in the shop and I really liked how that looked, but they are too short when they're folded, so it's fine. They at least fit, you know, they're comfortable to wear, and I was desperate. I also noticed how international Vienna is. I didn't know that about Vienna. A lot of people are speaking English in the shops as well, and I always feel really bad talking English when I'm somewhere else, especially like a German speaking country, because I know I can speak German, so I feel like I should use that. But then I was talking to the guy in Zara to try and explain to him that I bought these jeans and I'm going to put them on to replace the jeans I'm wearing, just so he doesn't think like I'm stealing the jeans. And then I was explaining all of this to him in German, and then he just goes, okay, yeah, no worries. And he didn't have a clue what I was saying, and I just thought, great, that's even more embarrassing now. I actually just made myself a little decaf coffee. I think a caffeinated coffee at this hour would tip me over the edge, I can't lie. I'm going to enjoy that. And oh, my knitting. I started my second little bow tee. This time I'm doing it in white. I've done one front panel, just about to finish the second front panel, and then I'm going to join them, and then I'm going to make my way down for the front panel. Let me show you the room as well. This is the view as you come in, and you have a nice mirror there. Hello. To your left is the bathroom. So pretty, and it comes with all these ritual soaps and stuff. I actually went to DM and got myself some cheap ones, but I don't need any of that because their stuff is way nicer. But yeah, very lovely little bathroom. And then I've actually fully unpacked my suitcase. Like, all my clothes are hanging up. Lovely big bed, big TV, my little coffee station, getting ready station, and then you've got the massive window, which I cannot wait to look out of when we're moving down the river. This is going to look so cute. I'm going to turn the little armchair around and sit here and knit and live my best life. We're back at home, but just for a quick minute. I just finished packing my suitcase and basically half of this suitcase is still empty. So I have room for some fun purchases while I'm in Austria. I travel outside of the UK quite a few times a year, mostly to visit my family, but also sometimes for some fun occasions like this amazing river cruise that I get to go on. So I have some good experience packing very efficiently. Another travel hack that I've learned over the last few years is to use an eSIM like Simify. I didn't even really know what an eSIM was until I learned the hard way that traveling overseas is basically impossible without an eSIM in place. An eSIM is basically a SIM card with mobile data downloaded straight to your phone rather than having to buy a physical SIM card. I've made it part of my routine to set up my eSIM ahead of my travels, and it really couldn't be easier and quicker to set up. You can just scan the QR code and then purchase and activate your plan, and then you simply adjust your phone settings after landing. I have landed, so now I just turn my settings on. Especially when you're solo traveling, you don't want to end up in a situation where you don't have any mobile data to give you directions, use as a translator, or access your emails and booking confirmation. And being able to set up your eSIM at home and simply activating it when you've arrived just makes everything so much more stress-free. I've got an exclusive 15% discount code for you to use on your next Simify eSIM, so you can be just as well prepared as me for any upcoming travel. Got 2 drinks, which to me is the epitome of luxury. I've got a cappuccino and a ginger and lemon tea because I'm trying to fight my body's natural desire to get ill again. I can really feel a cold coming on. My throat is so sore, I feel so congested, but I'm not having any of it. I'm not going to let this ruin my holiday. We have stopped in a little town called Krems. I just saw a group of people heading out for a wine tasting experience, which I didn't sign up for because I don't drink anymore. I thought about maybe heading into the town because I did see there was a yarn shop. I don't think there's enough time because I signed up for like a tour of the ship instead at 10. So I have an hour to chill, continue working on my top. So I'm going to listen to my audiobook. I'm currently listening to 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I've heard lots of really good things about it and I'm really enjoying it so far. I like that I have no idea what is going on, and I like when you have just as much knowledge as the protagonist. Like, I hate when the protagonist is catching up with knowledge that we've already been provided with.
Were any EPA inspectors in the vicinity? I wasn't even sure the EPA had been invented yet. A sign I couldn't read hung from a chain. The message.
We have moored in Melk. I feel like I've not done anything but sit and eat and sit and eat. But I'm not complaining because I love doing that. However, I'm excited to stretch my legs and get some fresh air. I am getting more and more congested. I have, however, come very far with my knitting. So I've almost finished the front panel. I just need to add a few more rows in length. This is how it looks. The tension is really strange before you block it, just because it's such a meshy structure. But I think this will be so cute in white. This is the fit. These trousers, I got them from Abercrombie. They're so fun because they have like a built-in belt, and I seem to not be able to wear any trousers that aren't barrel-legged. I just love them. And then I got these boots from Vinted, and I really took a big risk wearing these here because I've never worn them before. I only wore them the day before I left just to see if they are comfortable. Leather jacket is vintage. I have no idea where it's from. Old H&M jumper, white t-shirt. Scarf I got from a Spanish market. And my Dickies bag. This is so good. It fits so much in and it's like out the way. So yeah, let's explore this town. I'm excited. This place is so pretty. Look at the ceiling. What? Say my prayers to the full moonlight. I'm on my way back to the boat from the castle tour, I guess. I'm just walking through this forest. I really needed this. I needed to get some fresh air. I feel so much better. That castle was insane. I love me a little posh garden castle visit. We weren't allowed to take photos inside, but it was so cool to take it all in. All the ceilings were painted beautifully. They were talking about how in the Baroque time period they created these like illusions to make the room look curved when actually it was like a flat roof. So cool. I love stuff like that. I feel very inspired looking at all the textures, all the colours and all the paintings and stuff. And I'm back at the boat. I'm pretty sure my room's like there. Got like a signature dinner tonight, so everyone's getting dressed up. I just got like a really basic dress. I don't think I'm going to be that dressed up in comparison to everyone else, but that's fine by me. I also don't think I'm going to stay up for very long. Last night people were having cocktails and shots and stuff, and I really tried to like long out how long I could stay up for, but I don't think I can do that tonight, and I think that's fine. Like with any solo trip, I always find myself thinking like, what should I be doing? But really I should be thinking, what do I want to be doing? And that's what I should be doing. And if I want to go to bed early tonight, then I'm gonna do that. I'm really not gonna miss out on anything, I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my fridge cooled Coca-Cola and get ready in like 20 minutes. This is my look for tonight. It's not as fancy because I'm definitely dressing it down with the cowboy boots, but it's comfy and I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm counting that as like a glamorous update. The light in here is awful. Can you see it better like this? I don't think you can, but yeah, that's my look. We are in Linz and we've got the morning to now explore the city. We've moored right outside the art museum, so I'm definitely going to be hitting that up. And I saw you can get a tram up to a mountain and then there's like views over the city, so I think I'm also going to do that. I'm going to take my knitting along and just see if I can find some spots to hang out. I did stay up a little bit later than I initially thought last night. It was a really good party. They had really good music and entertainment and everyone is really nice here. But with every event or every time that I choose not to drink, I am more and more grateful for now being sober, because I could not handle being hungover right now. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm also coming down with something, but I'm so glad that I've got my wits about me and that I can explore this place fully. The clocks also went forward last night, so once again a little bit sleep deprived, but it's okay. I'm gonna take it easy, make the most of it. Drink my ginger and lemon tea. I'm really making use of the tea bar here. I had like 15 teas yesterday, I think. This is what I'm going to be wearing. I'm wearing the same dress that I wore last night, just with a white t-shirt on top, same boots. These are the only shoes that I brought, and then I'll throw my leather jacket on. I hope that's not too cold. I can't actually do any shopping today because it's Sunday, so all the shops are closed. Because yeah, I would have liked to have a little mooch, but it's okay. We're gonna do some sightseeing instead. Up there, that's where I want to go. I think I'm gonna have pizza today for lunch. So this is the cruise ship, and then this is the art museum. That, I think, was one of the nicest art museums I've been to. The exhibition was really good, but then also their main collection was really nice. And, you know, they had a lot of female artists, not just in the, like, current exhibition, which is obviously the whole thing is about, like, women. But the main exhibition, yeah, it had a lot of female artists featured as well, which I really liked to see that. It was so well curated as well. It was banger after banger. I finished my front panel, my knitted top, bow top front panel. This is how it's looking. It is very, very curled at the bottom. It looks a bit strange. I really wasn't sure if I wrote the cast off correctly because this looks so different, but I think it's because it isn't blocked. It just looks a little bit strange. I think I'm going to cast on the back panel and knit a little bit for the next 2 hours, and then it's the last dinner, and I am really gonna try and go to bed early tonight because I have such a busy day ahead of me tomorrow, and I felt a little bit feverish in the museum, and I don't want to be feeling like this tomorrow because I'll be on my feet walking around Vienna. Well, I want to be anyways. I want to see more things. I want to do a bit more shopping. So yeah, this is me telling myself to go to bed once dinner is finished. It's always nice chatting to people and everything, but I need to reserve my energies and I need to try and go to sleep.
I went in, shut the door, and read the handwritten sign.
I am on the train back to the airport. It is now 6:15. I had another really, really nice day in Vienna. It is so
beautiful here. I didn't really like film anymore about it because I feel like everything kind of gets quite repetitive after a while, but it was beautiful. I did quite a lot of the Humana stores that I didn't manage to do. On Friday I got a skirt, I think, and that was it. There was a really nice like second-hand warehouse which was so cool. They had like amazing furniture and it was so cheap, like really affordable. I loved it there. What else did I do? I had a veggie hot dog, that was really nice, and I went to, I forgot what the cafe was called, but the quarter where it was in was so nice. Some really cool people, young people, and like all the buildings and stuff, and the architecture is just gorgeous like everywhere. I definitely would love to come back here. I really want to go on a hiking trip to Austria, so I think when I plan that I'm gonna involve like a Vienna trip again as well, because there's so much more that I wasn't able to see. I also just wanted to say obviously a massive thank you to the styling team for getting me involved in this trip. It was such a fantastic experience. Never really thought about like going on a cruise, but it actually makes so much sense for someone who doesn't really enjoy beach holidays or like all-inclusive holidays. This was such a nice all-inclusive way to like do more, like all the city trips and sightseeing I really enjoyed. And obviously I am biased because this was like gifted to me, so take it with a, you know, grain of salt. But I would highly recommend Riva cruises, and the river cruise especially, if you're into city trips and stuff. It is obviously quite expensive, but I think for like the things that you get with it and the service and the things that you get to do, it is really, really worth it. My heart is very full. I had so much fun, and yeah, thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.